Steve, is the mark on the forehead 666?
Well, that's a really good question, and we'll find out in this episode.
Hello, this is the Bible in Fewer Words. We are Carol and Steve Wells. This is episode 201, the book of Ezekiel, chapters 7 through 10. Hi, Steve.
Hi, Carol.
I guess we're moving on. This is the third episode in Ezekiel.
Yeah.
Do we know how many there will be?
No.
Okay.
I haven't done them all yet.
I like that attitude. All right, let's move on. Chapter 7. God came to me, Ezekiel, and said, Son of man, this is what I say to Israel. You know, these openings are all the same.
They are. He has so many times that he's telling, this is what I want to say to Israel. Well, why don't you just say it? But no, he has to do it. How many times? Oof.
Too many times.
Yeah. Anyway, he's doing it again.
Okay. This is the end of the four corners of the land. I'm sending my anger upon you. I'll punish you for all your abominations. I won't spare or pity, and you'll know that I am God. Again, we'll know that he's God.
Yeah, and it's always the same thing. I'm going to really...
Give it to you.
Uh-huh.
All right, so I don't really understand what that means, the four corners of the land.
I don't either, but that's the way it's expressed. Sometimes they talk about the four corners of the land like it's more like a square. I don't think it was really very clear. And also, we're talking about different writers at different times. Who knows what this writer had in mind.
But it'll be the end of the whole thing.
Or at least the local region. I'm not sure whether it extended to the entire earth or not. It's not very clear to me.
Okay, but we know that he's God.
Bad stuff's coming.
Yeah.
And because of that, when it happens, you'll know that God's the Lord. In verse 5 it says, Evil, and only evil is coming. None of you will survive, and no one will mourn for you.
It's coming soon. I'm angry at everyone.
Those in the city will die from famine and pestilence, and those in the country will die with the sword.
All hands will be feeble. All knees will be weak.
Everyone will gird themselves with sackcloth. Horror and shame will cover their faces, and every head will be bald.
People will throw their silver onto the streets, and their gold will be worthless.
Violent crime will be everywhere.
Everything will be destroyed, and there'll be no peace.
Mischief will follow mischief, and rumors upon rumor.
I'll make trouble for everyone, and everyone will know that I am God.
Yeah.
All right, so that's just kind of, a downer.
And it's just the usual, yeah. Chapter 8. One day, as I sat in my house with the elders of Judah, the hand of God fell on me.
Ouch.
It does sound bad.
And I saw what looked like God's loins. Oh, it was bad. They were amber-colored and seemed to be on fire. All right, I don't understand that at all.
Well, he was sitting with the elders in the temple.
Uh-huh.
Or no, he was sitting in his own house with the elders.
Okay.
And the hand of God came on him.
Yeah.
And he saw God's loins, and they looked like they were on fire.
Uh-huh.
They're amber-colored.
Uh-huh.
We already had a similar sighting of God's loins.
Yes.
In chapter 1.
And he keeps wanting to bring them up.
I think this might be the last time that we hear about God's loins.
Okay.
I would have left it out, except for it is in a little different place, a little different setting. And it's so short a story that I thought, I'll just keep it in.
Okay. Verse 3. God sent down what looked like a hand, which grabbed me by my hair and lifted me up between heaven and earth and transported me to the seat of jealousy.
You have to look that up in Google Maps.
Yeah.
The seat of jealousy.
Yeah, this guy is on drugs.
Uh-huh, yeah. And the glory of the Lord was there. God brought me to the door where I saw a hole in the wall.
God said to me, Son of man, dig a hole in the wall. So I did that, and I found a door.
Then he said to me, Go in and see all the abominations they do here.
This is almost like Alice in Wonderland. She's finding doors and seeing things that are really not possible.
He dug a hole.
Mm-hmm. He
found
went through the door.
And he went through the door. Now there's going to be abominable things and going on in there, I guess.
Yeah. Verse 10, so I went in and saw all kinds of creeping things, abominable beasts and idols pictured on the wall.
God brought me to the inner court of his house, and there were 20 men facing east, worshiping the sun.
God said to me, did you see that, son of man? They commit abominations by putting the branch to their nose.
Therefore I won't spare or pity, and I won't hear them when they cry to me. By putting the branch to their nose.
What does that mean?
I don't know, but you don't want to do it. Don't be putting that branch to your nose.
Yeah, I just see someone who's been taking some mind-altering chemicals.
Yeah.
Chapter 9. God cried in my ears with a loud voice, saying, tell the men with destroying weapons to come here.
6 men with slaughter weapons came and stood beside the altar. One was dressed in linen and had writing utensils in his hand.
Kind of classy.
He's dressed in linen.
God called to the man in linen and said to him, put a mark on the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry about the abominations.
So that's the mark on the forehead that we were talking about earlier.
Uh-huh.
And it actually says in the Hebrew that the mark is a Hebrew letter. It's the last letter of the Hebrew alphabet, Tav. Apparently it's sort of shaped like a T or a cross.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what they were going to be marked with, is this letter.
Okay, so not 666.
Not 666.
And
no.
probably not Ash Wednesday smudge.
But it could be cross-shaped. In fact, during the Middle Ages, the Pope made a thing out of this, and it became a mark that was used during the Crusades.
Oh.
Crusaders would mark themselves in the same way. Pope Innocent III cited this passage in Ezekiel chapter 9.
So it was to mark the people who are on the Pope's side.
No, I don't think so, because they pretty much killed everyone.
Oh, okay.
The Crusaders did. No, it was more of a sign of their devotion to God and to the crusade.
Yeah.
They're killing the people in Jerusalem, in the Holy Land,
Okay.
because they wanted to get the Holy Land back so that it was possessed by the church because, well,
It's valuable.
it's the Holy Land.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So, verse 5. Then he said to the other men, go through the city and kill everyone. Does sound like the Crusades.
Yeah.
Don't spare or have pity on anyone.
Kill everyone, young, old, little children, and women, except for the men who have a mark on their foreheads.
Start in the temple by killing all the elders. So the men who have a mark on their forehead, even though they're the enemies, he's saying don't kill them.
Kill everyone, except for the men who had the mark on their foreheads. Because remember, he sent the guys out to put marks on the foreheads
Okay.
of the men that sigh
and cry about the abominations. Yes.
Okay.
So they don't like what's going on
They
in
don't
the
like
country.
it.
Okay.
Now they're saying, oh, that's horrible. And so put a mark on those people and then don't kill them.
All right, I get it now.
Okay. Verse 7 says, after they kill everyone, defile my house, that's the temple,
Yeah.
by dumping the dead bodies in the courtyard.
Why would he want to defile his temple?
I don't know. He's so upset with whatever he's upset about that's going on in the temple that he just wants to defile the whole thing. You know how he hates dead bodies?
Yes.
And don't be touching dead bodies. Defile the temple by throwing their dead bodies outside the temple, I guess,
Yeah.
in the courtyard.
Yeah.
And the men went through the city killing people.
Verse 8. While they were doing that, I fell on my face and said to God, "Oh my God, will you in your fury kill everyone in Jerusalem?"
God said, yes, they deserve it, because they said, God has forsaken the earth and can't see.
So I won't spare or have pity on any of them. And the man in linen with the writing instruments said to God, I've done what you've commanded. Well, yeah, because the whole thing's over now, isn't it? Dead bodies all over.
I think so, yeah.
And they saved the guys with the mark on their forehead.
I guess so. We don't know how many. Okay, chapter 10. I looked up and I saw a sapphire throne appear in the sky.
Again, he's high on something. God said to the man in linen, "Go between the wheels and scatter hot coals over the city." So he did that.
Then the glory of the Lord stood over the house. I saw wheels and wheels within wheels. Their entire bodies were covered with eyes.
I heard someone cry out to the wheels, saying, "O wheel!"
Each body had 4 faces, the face of a cherub, man, lion, and eagle.
These are the same creatures that I saw before.
Yeah.
He's using the same drug, I think.
Yeah, I almost left this out again because it was in chapter 1.
Yes. The glory of the Lord left the house and stood over the cherubim.
The cherubim, with the wheels beside them, flew over to the east gate of God's house. The glory of the Lord was above them.
The cherubim had 4 faces and 4 wings, with human hands under the wings.
Yeah, just like before.
Yeah.
But they're kind of doing something a little bit different than what they did before, so I included it.
Okay. Okay, well, we're plugging through.
We are.
And so we're done with chapter 10. That's great. All right, thanks, Steve, for doing this with us.
Sure.
And listeners, thank you for sticking with us. Bye-bye.
Bye.